Kachit etam shrutam partha tvayekagrena chetasa Kachit ajnana sammohaha pranataste dhananjaya. O conqueror with Arjuna, have you heard this attentively with your mind? And are your illusions and ignorance now dispelled? Now Krishna behaves as best of the teachers we can imagine. Everything Krishna did was perfect. When Krishna was a child of Yashoda, he acted perfectly. Yashoda mother, the kind of reciprocation she got from Arjuna, from Krishna, everybody gives love. But when the love is dovetailed to Krishna, it is not, sometimes we see the parents say, this is my Krishna. That is a great insult to speak like this. Passing urine in the bed, crying unnecessarily, practically mad. And this is my Krishna. Krishna is not mad, and Krishna is the supreme personality of God. They have the Janmashtami time, and every parent will decorate the child like Krishna. It's a huge function. But definitely, sentiment is not wrong, but they should not understand the child is not Krishna. Just, he is Krishna's. He is just an insect. There is Krishna. Krishna is the supreme personality. He is a creator, maintainer of the whole cosmic manifestation. How can we compare a small, insignificant child dragged by the three modes to Krishna? We should not even in dream do that. There was one lady who was telling, yesterday night my child was, when he was sleeping, he was like this, like Krishna only. So, parents can delight in all this thing, but we should not be sentimental in spiritual subject matter. We should be strict. Correct? There is no need to be foolishly sentimental. So Krishna acts, when he was acting the child of Mother Yashoda, the transcendental, Krishna's reciprocation is not material, it is transcendental. Therefore Prabhupada says bhakti is pure, transcendental, loving, devotional service. So many adjectives are given. It is transcendent, beyond this world. Affection to Krishna doesn't have anything to do with the particulars of this world. And Yashoda mother, the kind of affection Krishna showed her, transcendentally, no child can even dream to give. Perfect. Krishna was a perfect child. Similarly, Krishna was a friend of Arjuna. He was perfect. Krishna was a lover of Rukmini. He was a perfect husband. Any relationship, Krishna, if you want to come to Krishna, you can choose. You want to come to fight with Krishna, Krishna is a perfect enemy. He will come and kill you. Everything perfect. There is, Bhagavad Gita says, Krishna is also gambling of the cheats. You want to gamble with Krishna, you want to cheat Krishna, he will cheat you in such a way you cannot even imagine. So Krishna is perfect. In no way we can find any fault in Krishna. Therefore, there is nothing lamentable in Krishna's kingdom. Everything Krishna does for everything is wonderful. But he has to have eyes to understand it. Sometimes we misunderstand. Oh, it happened like that, so sad. There is nothing lamentable in Krishna's kingdom. There is some arrangement, some plan of Krishna, as I always say. So now, Arjuna surrendered to Krishna and Krishna acted as a spiritual master, Guru, the perfect spiritual master. Perfect. With great affection, Krishna keeps guiding Arjuna because Arjuna sincerely surrendered. So Krishna keeps guiding him with great affection. Partha, here also Krishna is using Partha, O son of Pritha, because he had a relationship. And Krishna's father Vasudeva and Pritha, Arjuna's mother or sisters. O Partha, have you understood? And after explaining the whole thing, a spiritual master will do this. Have you understood? Or I will explain again. Arjuna has a doubt. He asks, you go to a teacher, sir, I have a doubt. And teacher explains. What will a good teacher ask after that? Have you understood, or I explain more, or I explain it again? So Krishna also asked Arjuna. Now you see, there was no pushing. Many people think spiritual knowledge is something. Therefore Prabhupada also taught like that. He used to tell his disciples, now act like an atheist and argue with me. And they used to act like an atheist, and Prabhupada used to defeat. And then Prabhupada used to say, now I act like an atheist. He tried to convince him. Why Prabhupada is doing that again and again? Many things like this. Prabhupada used to act like an impersonalist and all it is argued. So that he wanted to teach his disciple that this philosophy is not something of blind faith. It's a very reasonable philosophy with any person with sense, if he is not biased. Prabhupada used to say, as far as we are concerned, we are ready. It is only you have to make up your mind. I want to know the message of Bhagavad Gita. That you have to do. That we cannot push. We can only encourage you, but you have to make a decision. Yes, I want to know what Krishna is teaching. Correct? Individually a person has to make. We can take a horse to water, we cannot force him to drink. But similarly, Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, and Krishna with full heart. I'll tell you more, Arjuna, now. Now I will tell you more. That's how the chapters flow. Now I will tell you something even more. Now keeps lifting the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna begins Bhagavad Gita at a very basic level. That, Karna will love Arjuna, and then Krishna talks about the knowledge of the soul, the first confidential knowledge, then reveals further the knowledge of Paramatma which is there in everybody's heart, then reveals further the Vaikuntha Natha, so his position in Vaikuntha. Krishna does all this. So nicely Krishna does all these things. Correct? And after the whole thing is explained, and Krishna has done, in fact, all the acharyas, because you have no brain, you have no vision, all the acharyas worship Krishna's word. So when you become a sincere devotee, one day we will see what sort of magic Krishna has done in Bhagavad Gita. Just in 700 verses lies a perfection of an individual, spiritual perfection. But today we are not able to see that. We are not soul, we are not body, we are soul. Krishna is great. But we are not able to see the flow of Krishna's thought. We are not able to see the flavor of transcendental energy, because transcendental energy is not static, it is dynamic. We are not able to see. There is a flavor in transcendental energy, Krishna's heart. Just like one devotee very nicely said, Bhagavad Gita is nothing but Krishna's love letter. My dear children, come take my shelter. Krishna is inviting us. Come take my shelter. I want to give you food. Just like a father naturally wants to protect a child. Naturally, it's in nature. Krishna, the Supreme Father, wants naturally all the living entities to come under his shelter. And Prabhupada says, what Gita message does is pushes the individual to Krishna's lotus. And it is not an exertion for Krishna to give us protection. Pleasure. Krishna doesn't feel some exertion or I have to give protection to one more fellow. It's a pleasure, and Krishna does it very easily. So in this way we see that Krishna has been very kind to Arjuna, and he has explained to him. And after explaining the whole message of Gita, Krishna is asking Arjuna, understood Arjuna, or any still doubts are there? Now this kind of opportunity where the Lord has given instruction and there was a continuous question answering throughout, and right at the end Krishna is the God, the Supreme Personality, as Krishna is asking, have you understood, or you want to have any clarification? And what does Arjuna say? Nashta moham smritim labdva tava prasada mayachyuta sito asmi gata sandha karishye vachanam tava. He says, yes Krishna, I will execute your order. Now this is actually, we should develop an attitude, karishye vachanam tava. Yes Krishna, I want to execute your order. Our consciousness is today, we don't bother about what is Krishna's desire. What does Krishna want? Let me fulfill one of the desires of Krishna. Just like what does Krishna say a few shlokas before? That There is nobody as dear to me as a person who gives this message to another individual. Krishna spoke from his own lotus mouth. So we get some desire of Krishna. We know, just like Prahlad Maharaj says, that my Lord, I don't want to go back to you alone. I want to bring with you, bring with myself all the conditioned souls which are averse to your service. Now, we are not in the transcendental condition. Prabhupada also used to love that prayer of Prahlad Maharaj. He was in that prayer. Prabhupada wrote to the President of India, I have a clue how to go back to God. Don't think I am a madman. Prabhupada writes because I know, the President will not understand, even though he was a little philosophical, Rajendra Prasad. He wrote to him, I have a clue how to go back to God. Don't think I am a madman. But I don't want to go alone. I want to take the whole world with me. Now this condition is the heart of a pure devotee. We are not feeling that. We are struggling with our body, mind and senses to stay afloat in Krishna consciousness. This is not our condition. A pure devotee, Name Ruchi, Jivedaya. The heart is filled with compassion for unnecessary suffering of the conditions. Unnecessarily, meaninglessly, uselessly, they want to avoid surrender to Krishna. And people are suffering in this world. Okay. So, in this way, Prabhupada had that heart and he endeavored a lot. So we should also endeavor, take this message to every condition. So, and this kind of open outlook we should give. Then only intelligent people will come to us. If you give a dogmatic outlook, what you will get is all buffoon. Neither they have understood the philosophy properly, neither they can. Just like Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Chaitanya Daya Vichara. You just analyze the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Hoive Chamatkar. You will be wonderstruck by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So similarly, with all logic and reason, you analyze the message of Bhagavad Gita with an open mind. You will come out, my God, what instruction Bhagavad Gita is giving. I cannot even believe. Right? This will whoever chamatkar. Anybody is welcome. It's not that Bhagavad Gita is meant for people born in India. Bhagavad Gita is meant for some class of people who call themselves Brahmanas. Nothing. It is a message of the Lord for every individual. Sometimes people feel, how can I give Gita to somebody? How will he understand? Now, what an introduction Prabhupada writes. If you have such kind of ideas, sit and see the introduction. In fact, once it happened, I was feeling while distributing Gita that Gita is very tough, people cannot understand. Maybe I should give them first book, Science of Secular something. So in the shelf, in my counter, I put Gita at the back. So one devotee told me, it seems you have forgotten the introduction of Gita. It is so well explained that anybody reads that will get the gist of Gita there itself. Your introduction which you are trying to create is already there. Prabhupada carefully knows this. Somebody may have, if somebody is not able to understand, he has written an introduction. If he reads through the introduction, comes to the every verse he can understand. Even in preface Prabhupada writes, the central point of Bhagavad Gita is, instead of satisfying our own senses, try to satisfy senses of Krishna. Correct? That is there. So in that same way, we can understand that Bhagavad Gita is a message which is proper says, it is not a luxury. Every individual should hear this message for his own benefit. No, sometimes I go here. No, sir. Just like you go to doctor once in a while as a necessity. Because you are having a cold, you are having a problem. So no, similarly, you are all suffering in the material world. And Bhagavad Gita, the only way we can close tapatrayo Mulanam. We can close our suffering in the material existence. And this is the message of Bhagavad Gita. And another thing is, our only condition is that we should hear it attentively, without any envy. Last shloka we read, without any envy. With faith, definitely. Faithlessly, don't even open the book, no use. You have to invest faith in anything in this world. You put your step inside an auto, you have to invest faith. This person will not kill you. You don't know. You are there, he is there. So many times it happens also. By investing faith. Yes. Okay? You're investing faith every time in your life. Without investing faith, nothing happens. So first, based on the benefit derived of the Bhagavad Gita by millions of people, anything in the life, how do we, first time when you do something, we go by what other people are talking. Here we can see the great acharyas and have recommended this book, the great sages and even more gurus presently. They have recommended. The Bhagavad Gita is a wonderful message. So based on their authority, Guru Sadhu Shastra, I come to pick up Bhagavad Gita. Yes. Bhagavad Gita is glorified in other Vedic literatures also. It's referred everywhere. So I pick up Bhagavad Gita based on their word. Based on the words of spotless great acharyas, I invest faith here. With faith. Number two, without envy. There should be no envy. Because Bhagavad Gita is nothing. The message is by Krishna and the goal is Krishna. There is nothing Bhagavad Gita minus Krishna. As I was telling you yesterday, somebody was saying, can you tell me something I can know from Vedas about in an atheistic way? I said, how it is possible, sir? And Vedesh Sarve Aham Eva Vedya. So all the Vedas you have to know God only. How can you escape? There was one joker like this. No, not joker. One devotee approached Prabhupada. Prabhupada, what do we do? Try somewhere they wanted to give Prabhupada books, and those people are insisting it will not be religious, but when they open the book, every page they find Krishna. So Prabhupada started laughing. That's how it is. How can I avoid? Every page, every line they will find Krishna, 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 Krishna. But there are some people, they write the whole commentary of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's name is not there in the whole book. In fact, the Bhagavad Gita also, those shameless people, they don't even write. First they write their name. You can check out. First they write their name. They want to use God's words for their own advertisement. Just like it is called Guru Bhogi. We are using the facilities of God, but for our own sense of gratification, not for serving Krishna. Similarly, people are there in this world, we call them demons. Because whatever facilities are there in this world, it is for the Lord's glorification. Correct? It is for the Lord's glorification. So, it comes like this. So, people use, therefore, Krishna's words, some people, they use God's property, they say it is for my enjoyment. They are suffering actually, but in illusion they want to enjoy. The same way, some people have an illusion, they think these words I can use because if they write their own book, nobody is going to read it. So they write in the name of Bhagavad Gita, and before that, mostly before that, this person, XXX person's commentary on Gita. First me, Gita is on Gita. And they want to take the whole benefit. Use Krishna's word and present their message. One speck they don't care about what Krishna is trying to say. They have no respect. Now Prabhupada was in Bombay Temple inauguration, we hear the lecture, Prabhupada says so many times. He says, please, this interpretation of Krishna's words, because this is a disease in India. There are 1,000 commentaries of Gita lying in market. Prabhupada writes in the introduction itself. So many commentaries are there. Somebody may ask, what is the need to write one more commentary? In English itself, when he was trying to present the message of Gita in the English-speaking world, why is it that I have to write a commentary? Prabhupada says, what do I do? There is not one which is genuine. Every area, author has tried to insert his idea into the Bhagavad Gita without caring even this much for what Krishna wants to say. So this is not an approach to learn Bhagavad Gita. I am not recommending. We should hear Gita with faith, without envy. These people are actually envious of Krishna. They have no respect. Faithless people. In fact, to hear to such people, you will lose your faith, whatever you have in Bhagavad Gita or Krishna. So with faith and with respect, without envy, we should hear the message of Bhagavad Gita Correct? Hear it with attention. Hear very attentively. Imagine Krishna is speaking. How attentively we should hear. Very attentively we should hear Krishna's message. Every day we should keep some time. And then what will happen? Karishe vachanam. You will be convinced fully. I should just dedicate my life to fulfill Krishna's mission in this world. Let me not waste my time in this eating, sleeping business. That Krishna will maintain. It's not a big deal. Even we seeing so many years ago, if you look technically, we should be paupers. Some are going on. What is maintained? Correct or not? So don't worry. Krishna will maintain, and that's not a big deal. We should not focus our energy into eating, sleeping the day. Or focus our energy in what? Karishe vachanam. Krishna, I will fulfill your desires. Just like a good son goes to father and he says, Father, what do you want? I can accomplish something what you want. Most of the sons go to father, Father, give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this. Correct? At least he goes. There are birds that they don't even go. So let us be a good son of Krishna. And our only business in the life should be, yes, whatever Krishna wants, let me execute. Before hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna's desire was here, Krishna's desire was here. Opposite. Krishna wanted to fight the war and he wanted to run away from the battle. Correct? And after hearing the whole Bhagavad Gita, which just took half an hour, Arjuna reversed his whole decision. Yes, Krishna. And he brought it, yes, Krishna, I am going to fight. And it's not an easy decision. He has to fight against his grandfather, he has to fight against his own teacher, and maybe kill them. Okay, Krishna. I'll do it. It's not a small decision. But Krishna could do that in half an hour. It's amazing. Correct? We say, no, they have this, all the books, personality development books, they call it in the market motivation preachers. And those people, when they come, big companies like Google, and they all invite these people to come to the company and motivate the employees to work. And they pay like thousands of dollars per hour, and so many people. They write books also. So many Indians have also jumped into that trap. Somebody mentioned there is no book comparable to Bhagavad Gita and motivation. Correct? Turned around him. 18 days he did not say after that any point that I will leave this battle. Fully connect. Sometimes he convinced somebody within 5 minutes again he changes back into it. No, he fully convinced. Karishe vachanam. No Krishna. Arjuna said, I follow. Convinced. And now in this battle his own son is going to die. Abhimanyu. Correct? His teacher will be beheaded in front of her. Drishadumna will throw his head out in the middle of battle. Bhishma, his grandfather, will lie down on the back. Arrow. So many things will happen. Karishe vachanam. This we have to develop in our life. Now life, utsaha, nishya, dhairya. Prabhupada's desire was, we all go back to God. Prabhupada says, the Guru doesn't want anything. Guru is very happy when he sees disciples are advancing in spiritual life. Correct? So if we can advance and become sincere day by day, more and more, that's all Krishna wants. We cannot do much gymnastics. Something, whatever we are trying to do, some service, not just some big gymnastics we cannot do. But we should keep ourselves full with a lot of work for Krishna's creation. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhagavad Gita ki.